After a weekend of violence in Charlottesville, Virginia that left one person dead and several injured, cities in our area are grappling with the question of how to deal with questions of racism and Confederate monuments in public places. Demonstrations started with protests against the removal of Confederate statues there in Virginia, but soon became a parade of white supremacist groups.
Yeah, Alabama passed a monuments law in response to the national trend to remove those statues from prominent places in some cities. CBS 42 News reporter Brittany Bivens is in our newsroom now with a tale of two cities here in the state and their response to this wave of removing Confederate monuments. Brittany?
Well, Sherry, the mayor of Birmingham and the mayor of Hanceville both said they condemn the violence and hate in Charlottesville over the weekend, but they have different ideas on how Confederate monuments affect that.
We told you in June about Hanceville Mayor Kenneth Nail's letter to the city of New Orleans asking them to donate Confederate statues they had taken down.
Well, to me, those monuments, they're history, and we can't forget our history. And, it's about heritage, it's not about hate.
This year, the state of Alabama passed a law preventing cities from removing Civil War monuments like these.
I think the action that the legislature took was out of order and improper. Because it's institutionalizing the racial conflict that existed during the Civil War in our slave history.
Birmingham Mayor William Bell said it's hard to disentangle that history of racism and slavery from these statues.
And that's not to say that one can't stand up for their Southern heritage per se, but you can't ask a community to use public dollars and to use public space to perpetuate the belief that a racially divided society was the greatest society. So we can't do that.
But both mayors say the show of violence in Charlottesville is wrong.
I think it's pathetic. I think you have idiots on the left and you have idiots on the right. We've got to show more tolerance for each other. We've got to show love towards our fellow man. And, violence is never acceptable.
Now, as for Mayor Kenneth Nail's request for the Confederate monuments from New Orleans, he has yet to hear back. New Orleans Mayor Mitch Landrieu's office told me they're in the process of formally requesting solicitations for the relocation of those statues. Live in the newsroom, Brittany Bivens, CBS 42 News local coverage you can count on.